Yo people, wagwan, welcome back to Ron's Tech Hub, and in this one I'm going to show you guys how to fully set up, I'm going to set up on camera my brand new DJI Osmo Action 6. This is the first action camera I've ever owned. What I have here is the adventure combo. If you watch my previous video, this gives you 3 batteries, 1950 milliamps. It gives you the charging case, it gives you the selfie stick, USB-C cable, 2 thumb screws, and 2 magnetic mounts. First things first, let's get the battery in here. So push in the direction of the arrow. So the arrow is pointing that direction. I'm going to push in that direction. So I'm going to simply push. I'm going to simply push it that way and slide this part of the case downwards. I'm going to push, slide downwards. The battery cage comes open. They left a tiny moisture capture thing in here. Simply pull that out and you're good to go. Next, I'm going to get myself a battery. As you can see on the inside, the pins are on the left hand side. So I need to line my battery up so it goes directly on top of the pins. So what I'm going to do is simply drop that in. I'm going to push it down slightly until I hear a click. There we go. Then I'm going to close this again and simply push this the opposite way and it locks in place. That's it. So battery's in. I have a 512 gigabyte memory card. So I'm going to put that right next to the battery. So I'm going to open this again. Simply slide that to one side, pull the battery cover down, flick this up, and right next to it there, you can see that tiny slit there. That's where the memory card goes. Now be super careful. You don't want to force this down. Right there at the very bottom left hand corner, there's an icon that shows you how this should go in. So line this up so the pins of the memory card are facing you. Then you simply drop it in. This is spring loaded, so you will have to push it down a tiny bit. Push it down until you hear a click. Now I don't have any fingernails to do this. I'm going to use a flat edge to simply push down and you will hear a click, and then that's it. It's in. Close this again. But since we're on the battery cage or the battery port, let me just change the battery out. So if you did want to change your battery out, you simply slide to the direction of the arrow again, slide the case down, flick this up. The battery has a tiny flap on there. You're going to want to hold on to that flap. Once you get a hold of the flap, you're going to simply pull up. I'm going to pull up. Battery comes out. There we go. And I'm going to put a brand new battery in. Same process. Drop the battery in with the pins facing the pins. So pins inside the camera need to face the pins on the battery. Drop it in, push down slightly until you hear a click. Battery's in, push this down and then slide it up. And there we go, brand new battery in. Now to get this onto your selfie stick, what you're going to have to do is get the magnetic mount onto the camera. And to do this, you simply click it on. What I like to do is, even if it does fly on there because of the magnet, it does hold quite nicely. I double check the sides anyway to make sure it's on there. From there, you simply line this up the way you want. Some people have it like this if it's facing them. Some people have it the other way if they're trying to film something in front. Line this up, and then I'm going to use my thumb screw to simply go in and just screw it in as regular, just screw it in as usual. There we go. That holds quite nicely, and as you can see, I'm flicking it and it hasn't moved from where I set it. So I set it here and it's still not moving even though I'm flicking it. See, same position, still not moving. So this holds quite nicely, and I didn't put it on the tightest one. So that's how you connect it to the selfie stick. To remove it from the selfie stick, more or less the opposite process. So simply unwind the screws, but I would always hold either the camera or hold the magnetic mount so it doesn't just flop off and drop on the ground. So I'm going to hold it here, then I'm going to simply unscrew, pull this off, then this comes off as well. What I might do, I'm going to get some extra magnetic mounts on every single thing I want to mount it to. I'm going to have magnetic mounts for that, and simply squeeze the sides to pull this off rather than be unscrewing everything every single time. The battery cover and the micro SD card slot is on the right hand side. On the left hand side, this is where we have the USB-C port, and to open it is going to be more or less the same thing. Pushed in the direction of the arrow, then simply slide it down. Once it flies up, you can also charge from this USB-C port, by the way, but it is going to be noticeably slower than using the charging case. However, what this will allow you to do is actually power the camera while you're filming. So if you're filming really long extended sessions, you should be able to keep this on by the USB-C. I'm going to go one step further, and what I might do is, if I'm filming for really long and I have something plugged in, the camera will most likely overheat. So I'm going to be carrying with me at all times some form of 12mm fan, a single one that I can control the speed of, and I'll find a way to mount this to my tripod and have the fan blowing directly at the screen just to keep it cool if I'm recording for very long periods of time. Now I've got my battery in, my SD card's in there. To turn it on, power button's on the left hand side. So I'm going to press and hold that for a few seconds. Screen comes up. Now it seems to have automatic rotation on straight away, because if I go that way, it shows me in portrait, and if I do this, it rotates to landscape. So I obviously speak English. I'm gonna scan this on my Pixel 7 and set this up on the DJI Mimo app. So this is a QR code you'd have to scan. You can skip it 5 times, but after skipping 5 times, I think it's probably gonna block you from using the camera. So I'm gonna scan this. So I'm gonna scan this with my Pixel 7, tap on that, comes up with all of this stuff here. Definitely not gonna read all of this. Go okay. I've already got the DJI Mimo app. Alright, so as soon as I open the app, it tells me I need to connect, so I'm going to connect it. Let's see what happens on here. Yeah, the code is the same. Confirm. As I mentioned in the previous video, this was bought from CEX, Computer Exchange in the UK, and this was a grade A product, meaning CEX, the people who sold it to me, they unboxed it themselves, which means I might be able to get the extended warranty from DJI, even though this was used. A brand new Osmo Action 6 Adventure combo cost £415. I got this for £360, so that's a saving of £55 with a 5-year warranty from CEX, and I could get the extended warranty from DJI as well. This is one of the reasons that even though I don't like buying from CEX, I prefer to buy from them because of the warranty. So you have to tick those two things in the bottom left hand corner, otherwise you won't be able to continue. Then I'm going to go accept, block my email out please, block my email out, activating, just waiting for it to do its thing, registering, confirming. There's probably going to be a firmware update for this. Yep, there we go. So I can get DJI K refresh. So if anyone's wondering, for the DJI Osmo Action 6, the K refresh plan for 2 years is £33 and for 1 year is £22. Honestly, 2 years makes a lot of sense because for an extra £11 you get a whole year, and now it takes me straight to the screen that says start shooting. But this is the firmware that must be downloaded before you can continue. That firmware download looks like it's going to take a while, so I'm going to leave this running and I'm going to come back when this is all finished and installed. So there we have it. The update has finished installing. It jumps straight into the camera, so the only thing left for me to do now is to remove this from here. There we go. That's the camera. Oh, already loving the quality of this. Slight delay, but I'll probably just need to change a few settings. By default it's on 1080/30. I need to change this to 4K 30. I'm going to swipe up, I'm going to change that, go all the way across. I'm going to go to 4K 16:9. I'm going to leave it as 30 frames per second. I remember when I used the Action 5, I had Rocksteady on, so I'm going to leave Rocksteady on here. I'm going to move it from wide and I'm going to change it to standard D-warp. What that means is that the normal warping is going to mean that the edges of the videos has a circular warp to it, whereas D-warp is going to make sure it's as square or as rectangle as possible. And at the very bottom there, it shows you this is roughly a 17mm focal length. Once you have the camera on, if you swipe from left to right, you get all the shooting modes. So the first one is going to be photo, video, super night mode, subject tracking, slow motion, and time lapse. But for most people, you're going to want to be on video, or you're going to want to be on super night mode if it's night and you want to get some really good quality shot. If you swipe to the right, you get exactly the same settings. So I'm going to leave mine on video. If you swipe down on the screen, this is where you get to your main settings. And if you swipe once from right to left, you get to storage. So again, this has 50GB storage built in, but I also have a 500GB SD card in here, but only 477 usable. That first option there with the person with a plus sign, these are going to be your custom modes. That second one is going to be the quick switch mode, so you can quickly switch between your shooting modes. That third one is brightness. I have a really bright light right here pointing directly at the screen, and I think if you're in sunlight, you shouldn't have much of an issue because that's the light not being shone on it directly, and that's the light being shone on it directly, so shouldn't have any issues. It does look a bit hazy obviously because it's sunlight, but you can still see and read everything fine. This option here is the actual settings, and from here you can change quite a few things. I'm not going to change anything at the moment, just showing you what the software has. This one, with the hand, that's gesture control, so you can turn gestures on so you don't have to actually come and press the physical button here to start recording. I think you actually just raise your hand, open your palm, and it will just start recording. The padlock there locks the screen, so if you think you're going to be touching the screen here and there, you don't want to stop or start anything or change settings, you lock the screen and to swipe up to unlock it. That tiny head there, that's the voice control option. You can turn voice controls on as well, so you can actually speak to it to record, stop. That one in the bottom right corner is going to be full front screen on, so if I press it, it says full front screen on, so you have the full screen showing everything. And if I turn it off, I think it just add some black bars. Yeah, there we go. So this gives you the proper 16:9 video. Probably the next best thing to show is how to connect a DJI mic to the camera. So this is a DJI Mic 3. I'm going to go into the camera settings. So swipe down from the top, go to settings. I'm going to scroll on to wireless mic, press wireless mic. I've got these options here. So it tells me I need to now turn the microphone on to pair it. So all I'm going to do now is on my DJI Mic 3, I'm going to hold down the pair button. That should start flashing. There we go. Connected. That's it. Done. So now I can go up to 400 meters away once I have good line of sight, and I can record to the same camera 400 meters away. If I quickly put that into perspective, Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, he runs the 100 meter in under 10 seconds. So the length that he's running in 10 seconds, multiply that by 4, and this camera and this microphone should work seamlessly together over that distance. There is a small monitoring screen here. So if I actually just tap this on here, you can see it's picking up the audio perfectly fine. On here it tells me battery percentage, and on here it tells me I've got 56 hours on the microphone that I can record. You can either edit all the settings for the microphone directly from the DJI Osmo Action 6, or you can do it from the DJI Mimo or Mimo app.